Hello YouTube! Welcome to my Zaahen guide, where I'll be doing actually a first time a live game where I play and do a full VOD review after, fully explaining my thought process so you can fully understand what I'm thinking game, and after game more in depth on knowing what to do as Zaahen and the champion identity. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to see more of these on different champions. Enjoy the video! Alright, since this is a live game, I'll be explaining you fully basically how to, be Zaahen yourself and how to 1v9, and I'll be explaining every single micro stuff about Zaahen you need to know to pick up this champion and to play really well. And after this game, I'll be doing a full VOD review breakdown on like all the small details that you didn't see in game that I couldn't even explain, and learn all the secrets after the game, okay? But yeah, in this game, like I said, full micro, learning how to play Zaahen, and then after the game, it's full macro and micro, explaining the full thought process, okay? So let's take a look at this draft, and let's start with like identifying kill opportunities. So as Zaahen, it's very important that you recognize where you can get kills. And let's take a look at this draft. Garen against Mundo, bot lane Malzahar Senna, there's not much business, right? So you as Zaahen have to think, okay, where can I get kills and what is my job this game? So usually as Zaahen, I can already tell you right now, just AFK farm. Literally full clear every single game, get your levels, get your items, just 1v9, okay? And as for clear, you might be wondering why I'm starting Raptors, because I'm trying to clear as fast as I can and then path into the top side, okay? I'm gonna try something that I haven't really done before, but you know, let's see if it works out. But basically, I'm gonna move this camp a little here, and then I'll just finish it, I think. I'm feeling I'll cringe it. But you can basically do the red buff and then golems together. And then, you know, clear it properly. But since I haven't tried it, I'm not gonna do it. You can watch a clear guide, because that's something you just have to practice, but I didn't practice for this game. But anyway, you can see right now that I'm just pathing in the top side here, and nothing too fancy. And like I said, I'm gonna teach you how to recognize kill opportunities and how to mid-max fundamentally and micro this champion, okay? So one thing you need to know, or a few things you need to know about Zaahen, is that the Q needs to be used instantly. When I say instantly, it doesn't go off cooldown to press your second Q, okay? So the nice thing about the Q as well is that if you press your Q, let's say, first time and you hit a target, you can wait with it. So you might be wondering, what do I mean? And it's oh my god, this guy did, seriously. Okay, but here, I want to flash E alt Q. Because now if he flashes, and if he doesn't, I'll just knock him back. There you go. So you can watch on YouTube the game again if you want to. But basically, I flash EQ. So now I'm in melee range, okay? So I'm just hugging him to Q him. And the moment I Q him, I can use my W. So essentially, I was making sure that like, I want to use my Q2 on my W. And if he would flash away, I would instantly W him back. And then I would be able to basically Q him. But that was the thought process of like me flashing, Qing on him instantly, so I can get a knock up or pull him back if he flashes away. Okay, Skinner gonna come here. It's a mark, you know. I'm surprised he didn't come here actually. Okay, now I'm going mid lane. So this is how to gank it. This is a micro part. You see this minion right there. But he goes for last hit. That's what I'm looking. Okay, that guy just walks straight in the line. Respectable. So here's one thing as well you have to keep in mind. If you ever go for an objective or camp, whatever the fuck it is, make sure to ping your laners you want to get an objective or camp. If you don't do that, don't expect your laners to come. And here I'm basing. You might be wondering why I'm basing. This is something I have to explain, right? Because it's very crucial. But essentially, my camps right now, running all the way from here to here, takes some time. Instead, just base, get home guards, and get there as soon as possible. And of course, add a lot of gold. And just clear bot to the top. That's what you want to look to do, okay? And as for kill opportunities, okay? Where do I want to get juicy kills? So like I said, Zaahen is literally, you want to full clear, and then just, you know, look for a fight after. Be as strong as possible before objectives. That's literally the identity of the champion. And stacking your passive. So the things you should look to do usually is that, unless you have a really, really good ultimate, you shouldn't use your ultimate instantly unless you know you hard win the fight. But I'll show you later what I mean. But ideally, if let's say a fight is very close, if you can get 12 Conqueror stacks, and then use your ultimate, guess what? Your healing is even going to be better. Because it heals based off the damage dealt, right? And with Conqueror, guess what? You deal more damage. So, it would benefit you a lot. But anyway, I'm just going to do a little full clear here. And see what I can do. And of course, what you want to do in Zaahen as well, always use your E on the outer... oh. You see this guy here? I'm going to fuck him up. Look, I'm going to W him on his last alt attack. And I'm going to walk on him. Spacing is very important. Do you see I hit him and move? Despite him running away, you see I'm still hitting him? That is very crucial. You basically want to hit, move, hit, move. If it's not smooth, that means you didn't practice good enough in custom game. But it's very crucial that you know exactly when to hit the move without wasting too much time. Because melee champs especially, I mean all champs, right? The micro aspect is very important. You see, it needs to be smooth. So that way you can keep on hitting him without wasting too much time. Anyway, take a look at this gank. When he goes for the last hit right there, I'm gonna go on him. Now he flashes, I knock him up. He's dead right now. I'm just gonna spam my Q because it heals me. And he's dead. But this is like micro things, right? When the enemy Rise is going for last hit, that's when you wanna go on him. If he doesn't go for last hit, you wanna wait for him to go for last hit. And if you're not sure about his movement, you can hold your W. The most important thing is just hitting your W. That's literally all. But yeah, I don't know if Mundo here has ultimate or not. We see this plating here. Mundo is gonna go for the plating there. This is called plating autism. When laners see that's plating, they will always go for it. And then they will back off, you see? So one thing is this is champ mastery, right? Hold up. Alt attack Q. Okay, that's all I have, but... Okay, he's fine. But generally speaking on Zaahen, what you want to look to do is alt attack and then Q. Because your Q is an alt attack reset. I mean, sadly we didn't kill him, but it do be like that, okay? Anyway, one thing I would highly recommend you to think about is your item power spike. So, do you see basically right now how I need like 300 gold for my Trinity Force? This is the biggest item power spike there is in a game. Even if I have to give an objective, I'm actually okay with it, as long as I get my item power spike, and then look for a fight. So right now, I'm trying to get my item as soon as possible, so I'm as strong as possible, and then I go for the objective. But yeah, a lot of small micro things is very crucial if you play a champ like Zaahen. But yeah, so now I'm gonna just do my camps here. And you can literally see that I got my Trinity Force. But, even though I got my Trinity Force, I'm at least gonna take my golems, because I want to respawn my camps. This way, my raptors and golems are at least somewhat respawning at the same time. And here, I'm just basing. And you see this Drake here? I don't mind losing this Drake, because if I get my Trinity Force and boots, I'll be able to win any fight. And of course, if you're coming from base, use your E as soon as possible. Because, well, you know, it's like a dash, right? Just use your dash whenever you have it. But yeah, you can see right here that I'm instantly running towards the enemy camps. And why is that? I mean, Drake is gone. I'm playing super selfish. Because he's on a Drake, and because I have Trinity Force, I'll invade. And here's the beautiful thing, okay? Look, right now, by me invading, if this guy wants to go for a fight, I'll stomp them. I mean, I'm gonna force the ultimate here. And if he doesn't, he dies. And look at my Q, okay? You see my Q? It can be reactivated. So like, if let's say you can Q a minion and then go on the enemy team. But you see, I have Triforce and, bro, if they want to fight me, go fight me. I can always take the Grubbies, but I can't always take the Raptors. And because of that, the enemy jungler fooled me. He didn't anticipate my damage. And he just got cooked. Another thing, you see my W. Try to use your W with your Trinity Force. You see here, Trinity Force, Q, boom. Trinity Force of cooldown, I wait. I mean, I have to wait anyway. Boom. So try to time your spells with Triforce. You see, Triforce used, boom. That's what you want to be looking to do if you play Zaahen, ideally. You don't have to always do it if you go on a single target. But here, for example, see my W? Used on my Triforce. Here, same thing. You see my E? Using on Triforce. You have to know when to use it, your spells, and when not to. So here you see Triforce, boom. E, Triforce, alt attack. And let's say here I can W alt attack, boom. If this camp was a bit tankier, that's how to clear optimally. But yeah, anyway. How do I get some juicy free kills right now? Because obviously, you know, in the end, as Zaahen, you need to recognize where's the juicy kills at. Okay, I'm hovering bot lane here, and I'm pretty strong. So I'm gonna see if I can get something here. And one thing here as well, right, look. Okay, Cockmouse seems like he's executing. Don't use your E for fun. I want to ult and then W. Oh, what? The damage is crazy! I was gonna ult and W him, but then he just got one shot. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, anyway. I'm gonna take his camps here. And you can see my bot lane and top lane are getting a bit gapped. But my mid lane's winning. I mean, for obvious reasons, right? So here, see E or a Q. It's sometimes it's really OP to gank. It's like a Sinzao, right? The third Q. But here. Okay, let's see my Malzar's flash. He doesn't. I can alt-attack Q. You see, I didn't even use my E there. If I don't have to use my E, I won't do it. There I could alt-attack Q and then EQ if he was gonna get away. And now, of course, I got my Triforce. And one thing, if Kindred's gonna come from here, because like I don't know if he's gonna do his golems, right? But look, okay, he did. Okay, see? Now I'm holding my W. I'm using W on my Triforce. Okay. Well, he flashed there, so he survived. But you basically see like how I try to time my W as well with my Triforce. So I would be able to like use my spells accordingly with the damage. Like ideally you want to do that. Of course, if you use your W and it's 100% free kill, you should do that, right? But generally speaking, that's how you want to see your spells. And of course, now I'm on a base because I have 2k gold, which is a lot of gold. And I want to now clear top to bot. So right now, basically, you can see that the Drake is spawning in 1 minute. And, I mean, I can see a world where Kindred is going to flip my Raptors. So I'm going to rush it instantly before I clear my top side. But you can see I'm just doing my camp here. And of course, after jungle track, but I'm not going to focus too much on jungle tracking. I really just want to explain, like, just how to 1v9 on micro level, like Zaahen, okay? Of course, if you go to wolves, just, you know, dash here, so it hits the big one. Alt tag, Q. You see my W. Using with Triforce, so I did optimal damage. Here, E, alt tag, Q. Waiting for my Triforce. You see, that's pretty much how we want to clear. And let's say this camp here, right? You see, I have Smite. So what can I do if I have Smite? I can smite both of them together here. So you can clear even faster. And my pet will just finish it. And here, if you go for gank, go from behind. Always gank from behind, not from here. Because here he sees me later. Do you see he still doesn't see me? Doesn't see me, doesn't see me. I W him, he's dead. I ult here. If he jumps in, I just E back. You can see he pushes it out. But yeah, basically just hitting your W is very essential, I would say. I mean, here I don't have Smite, so this might be a bit scuffed actually. Actually, I'm gonna jump out here, yeah. Because I don't have Smite, and my laners aren't here. And it seems like my laners are a bit low HP as well. So for that reason, I'm not doing it. Oh, this gone. Nice, not bad. W, alt Q. Q on Triforce. Okay, now of course I can get the objective. Next with Q. And I'm gonna do it right now. Boom. But yeah, I mean, I think you guys get the Trinity Force thing, right? Like using your spells to Triforce ideally. Like in this case, of course, use your spells as soon as possible. When both of them are up at the same time. But yeah, I got my second item power spike, which makes me super strong. So now I'm going to talk a bit about team fights and how you should approach team fights on this champion. So we can all agree that this champion is super good in long fights. So how do you want to actually approach fights? So ideally, to have the highest chance of winning in fights, what you want to be doing is always have lane priority. And with lane priority, you have so many champs to gap close, so many spells to gap close. Let's say I see Kindred here, okay? Hold up, I did see him. Okay, there I cringed it. This is armor's gap, you know, that's all. Guys, I'm an uncle, okay? But yeah, basically having lane priority allows you to go super crazy, because if this champion can go forward, I have E as a dash, W as a pullback, ultimate flash. I have so many tools to get onto the enemy team. And the moment you have lane priority, the enemy team is just cooked. You just like fuck them so hard. Because they have no choice but to run away, but running against the Zaahen honestly is quite difficult the moment he catches onto you. But yeah. Anyways. So now we're at the point where I would say I can snowball, okay? And I'll explain to you how to snowball. So you can see that all my laners look for a base. And I have 1k gold. Because my laners are like now under tower, you can see. They're not really playing aggressive. I have a small timer to look for a base myself. And here, I think I'm going to go Mercs against them. And now I'm going to play with my bot lane into mid lane. And you might be wondering why. Because this is the moment where my Senna has 4 wards. And we can put full wards in enemy jungle. Literally. And if you put full wards in enemy jungle and we see the enemy jungler, I can dive the enemy. What is that? That's some crazy shit. Okay, maybe I kill him here. Look, here I'm holding my W. Oh, that's well played. Because I want to see how he moves, but he moved pretty good there. I knock him up and we're both CC'd. Then I ult on the slow. Because like when I'm slowed, right, and I ult, I am not getting slowed technically. I could have played it slightly better, but all good. But explaining the micro stuff is pretty... It's pretty good, you know. At least you're aware of it. Oh. Oh, that guy's getting cooked. But yeah, okay. What's the next objective on the menu? That's something you should think about, but like I said, focus on the micro stuff first. You can see that I need the base here because, well, I have 1.4k gold, which is a lot of gold. And as for third item, I think against their champs right now, Death Stance is pretty good. Why is Death Stance pretty good? Because if I don't get one shot, and there's long fights, we just win, you know? And also, their champs are going to be a bit annoying. I can let you know that already. Here, I'm forced to cover mid lane. So here... Look, if he's walking forward, I can just W... Okay, I missed, but... Oh, wait, that guy's balanced. WQ him, but, you know, I think if I jump forward there, it would have been a bit risky, so... I did not risk it for the biscuit. Oh my god, this champion. Okay, that is kind of ass that he got my shutdown there. I mean, yeah, I cannot just run into him, I guess, like that. Okay. Okay, my Senna actually is pretty fat. Okay, I got cooked there. I mean, okay, playing against Kokma Nami, they one-shot me. That was a bit my bad there. But anyway, Drake's spawning in 10 seconds. Okay, is it legal? I don't think so, right? That is for sure not legal in my books. But yeah, I want to get an objective, so I'm going to sprint there. Always go through lane. I mean, I'm very strong, but if Kokmau is there, I'm cooked. I'm pretty sure Kokmau is here. Oh my god, I need to ult away. Okay, I mean, there's no counterplay if we play like that. That's actually my bad as well there, right? I just got bubbled, and I'm like, fuck my life. But this is a good game to highlight, like, what do you do if, like, enemy has, like, Kokmo Nami? Because these champions, right, they really cook me. Because Nami can just, well, bubble or ult me, and I can't really get to Kokmau, because I don't have any engage. If Lukaman drop, what's my engage? Like, Walsar Flash? That's not really it, right? Oh, you can see that guy is, like, giga OP. Anyways, Baron is up. We got a little bit cooked there, but it do be like that. So I, as a Zaahen, need to make sure I full clear my camps. Because, like I said, items is very crucial, but in this draft, they have Mundo and Kokmau, which I would say is a bit OP. But I'll just farm up here. Do you see how I could go on the rise here? If I fail going on the rise, and all my camps are up, they can go to the Baron. So I cannot attempt to try to kill him, because I'll lose the Baron here. Which I do not want. So I'm just gonna full clear. And path into top side. And how do I want to approach this fight? Or like this game, okay? I want to basically play through the side lane into mid lane. If you play a champ like Zaahen, and you know team fights are a bit hard, because let's say their Kokmau is, you know, a bit 1v9. You want to make sure that you get side lane priority. So now, I mean, Mundo is literally trolling. Killed him. And the enemy jungler is chilling in the bot side. So I'm gonna take this. Okay, Zaahen passive, more OP. But there, of course, the first chance you have. Turn on enemy team. Oh fuck, I fucked up that. But LG. Okay, that's... We just have to kill this guy. That is questionable. Okay, but like, by us killing Mundo, I guess, they went into bot. They made the mistake that I was gonna potentially make if I went on the rise. You can see that if they go bot side, we start Baron, and enemy Kokmau choked there. And because he choked there, I mean, you know, we get free objective. But when I say choke there, I basically mean that he was panicking, and I was like, oh my god, they can do the Baron. But not really. But anyway, now we have Baron, and how do you want to approach Zaahen if you're Baron? So essentially, if you play this champion and you're Baron, right? Well, first of all, spend your monies. After you spend your monies, I have to think what I would like to buy. I think let's go this item. But this is how to use Baron, okay? Siege with Hui on a side lane. So you see that wave right there? I want to use that wave. And if I want to play team fights, right? Basically, I want to make sure I just like allow my Hui to poke. And I'm just there as like a living ward, if that makes sense. So my laners can buff all they want. No, 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 no. Please, 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 you don't do that. Ah. Okay. Okay, I don't know why my teammates are trolling like that. Um, yeah. I should run in a straight line. But yeah, my teammates are a little bit boosted, sadly. But it do be like that. Why are you so afraid to die? I don't think that's how the game works. That was the most trash fight ever. But yeah, let me see if the Rise is gonna troll. But yeah, it's what a dog. Um. Anyway, I'm not sure if I can take this Drake. I guess I can. Quick yoink. But yeah, I mean, you can see it's very hard to play against a Kog'Maw in team fight. Like, I'm telling you, if I run into him, he's gonna one-tap me. I need numbers to fight at the very least. Here, if we kill the Kog'Maw, that's big. I need to stack my ultimate. The moment ultimate stacked, you can send it, basically. No! Ah, that's so unfortunate. My pass run out. Wait, surprisingly, we did not kill Kindred there. Wait, yo, don't do that. Anyways, how do I want to approach team fights? Because I mean that was the awkward and pass run out there. I tried to catch them, but then I got cooked myself. That is very awkward. Not gonna lie. But yeah, in team fights, I just have to kill the Kog'Maw basically. But yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, maybe they're gonna clutch it. Okay, not bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go top lane here. And this is a nice thing about Zaahen, right? If it's, let's say, 2 targets that are a bit low damage, you can always stack your stuff. So now... Okay, it seems like enemy team is not coming here. But that guy's fast as fuck. Well, I cannot reach him. Anyways, pure front to back is probably cooked. Just so you guys know. So what I have to do, I have to play team fights with like man advantage. Oh, fuck my life, I missed that. Okay, the Baron's up in 20 seconds. Okay, can you reach him? Surely it's flash, right? Otherwise you don't ping like that. Of course I'm gonna wait my Q till he's out of the shit. And now we get the Baron. Okay, Baron's up in 30 seconds, so of course. Would love to get it. We can nuke him. Okay, not bad. Oh, Kog'Maw was there, lol. Okay, I mean, here we secure the Baron, so we take that. Not bad at all. But yeah, like I said, you want to look for side lane picks. That is very crucial. Because this is a drop for like team fight is still very awkward. Okay. I got this little bad boy. Siege bot. Okay, I mean, this is just how to play macro, okay? Because, like, micro is not going to save you here. You see this wave right there? That's a wave. We have to just siege. And I need my Kirei here. Without Kirei, it's very cooked. And of course, if my teammates look for a fight, I have to ping them back. I mean, if my Kirei is going mid lane, then I go mid lane, you know, like... Because Kirei is the best sieger in the team. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to kill the Mundo, but... Well, and that's why if this champion, right? If you're passive stacks, you really want that, people. And here's a tip as well, right? You see my Q here? I can Q a minion here. And now I can reactivate it. And knock him up, W him, attack him. And he's getting cooked. So that's the thing you want to do with Zaahen as well, right? Q on a minion and they will never expect it. And then, well, you win a game. But yeah, I can tell you there, I had crazy amount of AD, especially with passive stacks. And that's how you get the bread, you know? Even though the draft was a bit... I mean, my top and bottom, by the way, kind of inting. But that's kind of how you want 1v9. And now I'll go to the VOD review part, where I explain my full thought process as well. Alright, boys. So this is basically the replay mode. And basically, I'll be explaining to you my full thought process on basically how I see Zaahen, not just the macro as well, like fully in depth. So if you've watched the game fully, then you'll understand better after this review. Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. Because in game, it's pretty much impossible to explain everything. But now I can look to explain everything, okay? So basically, okay, I should play Zaahen. There's few things you have to always think about, right? Which is that your champion, what does it do against enemy team comp? So let's write it down. What does my champion do against enemy team comp? So when I write this question, I mean actually like, okay, if you play against champions that are ranged, okay? So they have basically Kog'Maw, Kindred, Nami, Mundo. They have these champions, right? Essentially, you have to ask yourself, okay, if you see their champions and you see your champions, how do you want to play teamfight? So what you should be looking to do is that... First of all, do you win 5-5? If yes, it's very simple, okay? It's like this. One, do I win 5-5? If yes, go fight. If no, go play side lane and get man advantage. Because the thing is that League of Legends should be broken down in like two parts, in mid-game at least, okay? But honestly, on Zaahen, you AFK farm and you get to mid-game. But you want to be thinking, okay, in mid-game, do I actually win teamfights? If yes, go Aero win. If not, you have to play side lane. And then you have to think, which side laner can I use to 1v9? But anyway, that's something that you have to always keep in mind. But now I'll talk a bit about early game, okay? So you can see that it's nothing too fancy, but on Zaahen, what you always want to be doing is E on the outer part, right? Your E deals extra damage. It's nothing too fancy, right? And you want to make sure that you clear optimally. So I'm going to skip the clearing part a bit, because it's not too interesting. One thing on Zaahen you can do here though, right, is that you can actually look to do both of them together here, but I was a bit insecure to do so, because I haven't practiced it. But you can basically do the red buff and golems and jump like that. Watch Shapeshift or someone that doesn't clear. But you can clear more optimally like that, okay? But yeah, same thing here, always just eat the edge. But I'm going to play a little bit forward, okay? And another thing here. Generally speaking, if you play Zaahen, you should full clear, okay? Your job is literally to full clear. If your job is to full clear, guess what? What if the enemy jungler is a psychopath? You should now identify, okay, can he gank my bot lane? Can he gank my top lane? If no, wonderful. Then you continue farming. Because this is a type of champion where if you get your levels and you get your items, you're going to be so strong. This is not a level 3 gank champion. This is literally probably one of the best scaling junglers right now, I think. I think it might be the most broken scaling jungler that's actually still pretty decent. In the right draft, of course. Okay, anyway, there's a team fight here, okay? So, the thing with Zaahen, you have to understand that Q2 is a knock-up. W is a pullback. So, right now when I see this type of fight, what I really need to do is like that I want to get my Q off as soon as possible and be on top of the Kindred. So if I'm on top of the Kindred here, right, and you see I can Q him, if he decides to flash away now, I can W and grab him back. If he doesn't, I can knock him up. Do you see here how I didn't even auto-attack Q him? I just Q'd him, and then I pressed my W, and I pulled him back. So ideally you want to time your Q with your W, so you can pull him back. And I think I could have done slightly faster, but that's how you want to do it, okay? Like, it's like very small micro things, but timing your Q2 with either like your W is very crucial, so you kill him. But yeah, there we killed the enemy Kindred, and as you can see, I'm just farming, nothing too fancy. But this is fundamentals, okay? As a jungler, if you basically took, well, his golems, and he's coming back from base, he essentially has tempo over you. So that actually means that he can look for a play, and you cannot match him. So if you know he can look for a play, make sure to think, okay, what can he do, right? Most of the times, if you're playing in game, you can't think about it. Do you see how I ping here all the way through crab and ping assistance on my mid lane? I pinged a bit the wrong direction, but you can see this ping, right? Basically, I'm telling my mid lane, yo, bro, I might be fighting and I might need you. So you can see my Kirei is low-key hovering my side, and Ryze is on the opposite side. So make sure to communicate as well to your laners, yo, bros, I really need you. So another tip here, right? Do you see when I go for a gank here? When I go for a gank here, what am I trying to achieve here? Do you see what I tried to ping here? I tried to ping him basically right now to actually hook the bot side. Why am I pinging him like this? I'm pinging him like this because if the Kirei stands here, Ryze is gonna stand here. And if he's standing there, I can easily get to him. But if he stands here, Ryze can either run this way or like this, and it's a lot harder to gank. So that's first thing first. I need my laner to position properly. Second thing, so is this crab. When he wants to go for this crab, his attention, like imagine this is Ryze screen, okay? Ryze screen is probably like this. I mean, a bit further here, right? He doesn't see this. The moment he locks in on this minion, this is basically, he doesn't see me. So right now, when he doesn't see me, I'm looking to go in. But here, I mean, I just missed my spells as well. And of course, he was probably a bit aware. So if I were to like redo this gank here, right? How I would play it is probably like walk a bit forward again still. And see if he walks straight still or goes a bit iffy. Because right now, I haven't checked his movement too much. And it's straight. So it's just like a small thing regarding champion mastery, how you can hit your W better, right? See the pattern in his movement. If it's very straight, use your W. If it's not very straight, then you can wait and predict better. Same thing here. I'm pinging my laner's interface. And then I ping assistance. I don't go for an objective without my laners. If I go for an objective without my laners, it's cooked. Of course, right now, I have a lot of gold. You can see my gold's 1.4k 1.4k. All my camps are up. So, of course, this is the moment where I need to slow down the game. And I cannot really do anything. And of course, use your E when it comes off cooldown. You see, like, I used in base my E, so you move faster. And of course, as I'm farming here, right? My mentality is the following. Right now, I'll tell my mentality. It's like, full clear. To jungle track. Nothing else. Third thing, of course, is like, where they put wards. So I can get kills. Because essentially, it's still important to recognize where they put down their wards as you're farming. Because let's say I'm full clearing towards the top side and Muna puts down a ward. Well, that is quite nice to know. So right now that, as I'm farming here, I'm just thinking, what can enemy jungle do? You can see here that I did not actually communicate Kindred position here. I could have easily communicated that. Remember what I said previously? I'm down tempo and Kindred can look for something. Did I recognize this? No, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was probably yapping. This is something that could have been prevented, okay? But I did not do that. Oh, and now of course there's like a little Kindred here. And let's take a look at this, right? How you want to play Zaahen is like, ideally, right now, you see my W? I only want to use my W on few things. When 1, Kindred presses Q. 2, Kindred auto attacks. This is the easiest moment to hit your spells. So look, right now, he's auto attacking. I'm channeling my W. And another important thing here. Pay attention to my spacing, okay? When I say spacing, it basically means hit, move, hit, move. Look how fast it is. There's almost no... You see, as he's running, I landed 4 auto attacks. 4 auto attacks. Literally. And just so you know, that guy actually had more move speed than me, I think. Actually, no, he didn't. For some reason, I'm ghosted. Oh, FH. This item gives you move speed. But regardless, right? You can see that, like, as I'm hitting him, okay? I was very fast at moving, which allowed him to not run away. And then he got cooked. So that's something you have to practice. So if you review your games, please take a look at that. Because it's very essential that you actually, you know, did it properly. And of course, here, hit on your outer layer, your Q, right? Isn't too fancy. And as I take this camp here, it is very important to think about the same thing. Enemy jungle has tempo right now. But I see he's very low. I've played level 6. I do the same things before. When he goes for last hits, I'm looking for a gank. You see this minion right here? He probably wants it. He's like, ah! And he's like, oh, she. Look at him. Look at him. And this time I wait. You see, I smited. I checked his movement. I hooked him. And then I killed him. And now take a look as well, right? This killer tries to go at me. But look, I'm waiting. I'm playing a bit slow. And I was waiting for my cooldowns. And once my cooldowns came up, I went back in. So I'm going to play it one more time. Look here. My Q's cooldown 4 seconds. It comes up in 2 seconds. I can do 2 auto attacks. Q, he dies. If I went in a bit earlier without Q and without any cooldowns, I would die there. So playing with your cooldowns is very essential if you play a champion like Zaahen, and not just Zaahen, right? A lot of champions. And now, this champion is one of the most OP champions if it has 1 item power spike. So what I'm doing right now is that, okay, first of all, you see this thing. This guy, all laners, when you see this plating and your teammate is dead, they'll go for it. So how can you recognize how to get kills? You can see here that Zaahen is like, you know, looking for this Mundo because he sees a plating. And because he sees a plating, I go for him. Here, alt Q to alt cancel, but this guy run to the bot side. I mean, Garen sadly did not clutch it, but I just saying he could have killed him if his pathing was a bit better. But do you see how I knew that Mundo was hitting top tower? That's because there's a plating. So if you see enemy laner killing your laner and there's a plating, a very high chance to go for it, okay? And of course, right now, as I'm farming, I'm fully aware that Kirei has tempo over me, but I'm farming for Trinity Force. So if you play Zaahen, it's completely fine to give the first objective to get your Triforce. The moment you have your Triforce, you should think of yourself as Thanos. You're going to be so strong. So right here, even if they take the first Drake, if I get my first item power spike, I can take any single fight. So right now my goal is literally the following. 1, get item power spike. 2, jungle track. 3, invade / fight after. Literally. So now, after I take my golems, I'll look for a base. And then, if he takes an objective, I'll have tempo. Look here, okay? Right now, I decided to basically base and get a good base timer. But now this as well means that, basically, you know, I'll lose an objective. You see here how I'm completely fine giving this objective. That's because the moment I have my item power spike, what can he do? Nothing. So right now when I have my item power spike, look what happens now. I'm going for an invade, knowing I have my item power spike. Enemy Kindred still needs the base. Knowing that I'm super strong right now, if there's any fight, I can take it. So now you can see I'm looking for any fight. I have Triforce. Kindred tries to fight me here. And there, I just one-shot him. He had ultimate, by the way. But he did not expect my damage. And here as well, what I could have done, right, is predict his Q. But, you know, and then he would get completely one-shot. But regardless, you see here that me simply basing, getting my item power spike, now gives me this free objective. And now, of course, as I get this free objective, you can see once again, my camps are up. So instead of like, get item power spike, it's just jungle track. Because I already got my item power spike, right? So now I'm basing down tempo. Which also means that enemy can go for a play. And this is the only thing you have to think about. Because right now, as a jungler, you're supposed to just full clear. And if there's any kill opportunities, you can go for it. But let's say top lane here looks juicy. You don't want to go top lane. Because if I go top lane now, I will lose my entire bot side camps. And that is not worth it. As Zaahen, you want to get gold, XP. Very important. Because if I go top lane here, my bots are gone, I'm not too happy. So instead of me going top lane here, I would much rather full clear all my camps, go into bot side to be as strong as possible. And then of course you can see here that I'm just pathing towards the bot side, and I'm not looking for any play till I finish my camp. But, right now, okay? Let's say that for some reason, I'm for sure that I can dive their bot lane. Because let's say enemy jungler top side. Would I skip my golems to dive their bot lane? Yes or no? I hope you guys come to the right answer. It will be yes. Because if let's say Kindred shows top side, I can dive them. But in this case, Kindred is going bot side, killed my laner. And you see here as well minimap. I'm pinging my Kirei, hey bro, can you move your booty? And now I'm going to show you how I take the skirmish and how I fight it. So, and if you're wondering, this is like around diamond elo. But here, do you see here, basically I'm not using my E? I'm holding my E because you should always save it for if dashes and flashes. So see here, I'm not using my E. If you're behind the enemy team, walking like this, enemy team is here, just auto-attack them to death. Because look at this Kindred here, right? Now I still have my E, and now I'm gap closing with E ult, but he died. I want to like W here. But do you see basically how like small things really matter, especially if you're behind the enemy team? But yeah, anyway. Also, of course, regarding Triforce, right? Just look to time your spells with Triforce. You see my Triforce? I'm trying to time it perfectly. But yeah, right now, essentially, there's no camps. I'm looking for a base here. I'm pretty sure. Unless I can kill their mid lane here, which I think I can. Because look, Malzar's level 6 here. Even though 1.4k gold, this is like a short kill if Malzar just presses ultimate. And I'm gonna pause this, right? But right now, same thing. I'm not using my E. If I can just W auto Q him and then E after his flash, that is so much better. So now you see I'm literally on top of him. If he were to flash, I would just EQ his dead. But he's dead anyway. And now, of course, I go for invade. Remember what I said? Your first item power spike, you're super OP. And here's another thing, right? Here, why did I put a ward like that and stay here? Because if Kindred shows here, I want to fight him. So here, actually, what I should have done is like not use my E. I made a mistake. And here, of course, I tried to use my W with Trinity Force so I can proc it. But here he dashed away. So what I could have done instead better here, actually, is like, first of all, save my E, be a little bit more patient, assuming that Kindred can come here. Because I know after base, he's going to go top side. Then what I could have done here is like, here, when I knock him up, W instantly. So I drag him towards this area. Because honestly, whether I hit my Triforce or not, I think it doesn't matter that much. As long as he's in this area, I would kill him. But right now, I missed my W. And yeah, he managed to escape here. That's like a small micro thing I could have done better there. Usually timing your Q with your W is just a sure hit. But yeah, now I'm just full clearing, nothing too fancy, right? And I'm basing. So why am I basing here? If you watch my early game course fundamentals as well, there's something I explain. Walking all the way from here to here takes quite some time. If you have gold to spend, just spend your gold, go from base, and then take your camps. So of course, in this moment, look. What's the objective I want to play for? What objective? Is Drake. How do I play for it? Base and play through mid. Third thing, jungle track. This is like the 3 pillars you need to master, right? Know what you play for. base to be as strong as possible, and recognize what you want to play for. But in this case, this is a bit more advanced, but I'm rushing straight towards my bot side, because if I were to go to the top side right now, Kindred could take my raptors, and I wouldn't want that. And that's the main reason I'm rushing towards my bot side here. To make sure he cannot flip this, you know? And now I'm going towards my top side. Do you see how I'm not actively looking for fights? I'm just looking to defend my camp, clear as much as I can, and then go for the Drake. I'm literally not looking for any fight unless I'm 100% sure I can get something. My main priority right now is to respawn all my camps, so in case I die at the objective, at least my camps are respawning and I don't fall behind. As a jungler, you actually don't fall behind, and small thing here as well, right? Look, I pull them together and I smite them, so I can clear faster. But as a jungler, you don't really fall behind if you die. You fall behind if you die and your camps aren't respawning. That's actually how you fall behind. And of course here as well, look, if I were to gank from here, okay? You see my mouse? He would see me right now. But me gank from here, he doesn't see me till like here somewhere, you know? So there's a very big difference. So always try to gank from behind if possible. And now of course, I mean, he's just dying. I just W him, he gets hooked. So here, I made a mistake here. I should have queued before the run out. If I queued before the run out and I waited for my E, I could have ult E alt attack here perhaps. And fuck him up. Because I'm quite strong here. Or I could wait for my E, but this is some small micro things, right? But yeah. Right now, I just skip forward, right? But I'm hitting the Drake here. But I felt a bit unsafe because, you know, I'm half HP. I don't see their bot lane. I'm like, well, I'll be careful here. And of course, as I'm being careful here, I was going to take my camps and wait. And you might be wondering why. Because as Zaahen, if you're half HP, you can stack fully your passive. So it's not that worth risking fight. Usually if you're full HP, fights become a lot easier, right? Because then you can stack your passive and you're basically 1v9 mode. Now my bot lane killed their bot lane, so I can now officially take the Drake. So I'm going to play forward a bit. So as of this moment, if you look at the game state, my top lane is like even, my bot lane is like even as well-ish. So how do I want to accelerate the game right now? Essentially, it's all about objectives. You see this objective right here. The moment there's an objective, you have to ask yourself, when there is objective, can I fight yes or no? If yes, which laner do I want to utilize? And before fighting, look at lane priority. Look, before I go here, okay? I ping my mid lane already in his face. Hey bro, I need you. Now I see the Kindred, so my mid lane is already hovering. So I could all in him here if I wanted to. Don't look at this, guys. Don't look at this. Oh my god, such an uncle. Okay, I missed the smite, but you know what? It is what it is. But this is usually what you should be thinking about if you want to play for an objective. And when I say look at lane priority, I mean including bot lane, by the way, okay? You can always take notes of this, the things I'm writing down, right? But yeah. Right now, of course, you can see Kindred's respawn timer is 10 seconds. When I have 2 items as Zaahen, and your camps are up, you don't have to base. If you think you're stronger than the enemy jungler, trust me, just fight. Just continue clearing, stay on the map, be as available as possible. So right now, let's say if my laners are basing, I'll base as well. And you see, my laners right now are like not on the map, quote unquote. So I can base here too. You see, my Kirei just arrived mid lane, my bot lane's in the tower. I can't do anything. I might as well, in this case, because my laners are not pressuring, I might as well now base, have them play safe for one wave, and then we can look for some action. However, if my laners were actually pressuring the enemy team and playing forward, I wouldn't have based and I would run straight towards the enemy jungle. Because I know I can take fights, and that way I allow my laners to play aggressive. So that is pretty crucial if you know, are winning. You can see here the Kog'Maw is just like, yeah, doing some interesting stuff. And he gets cooked. So here, nothing too fancy. I just push the wave, get the tower. And as there's a fight here, let's break down this fight a bit, okay? Okay, as Zaahen, what I try to do is like I try to check your movement. If she's moving like suspicious like this, it's a pattern. Then at some point you can get close and kill her. If people are really good, they walk straight in a line. The moment they see me cast my W, they can dodge. So here, I'm actually being patient, seeing how he walks. And as he's walking in a very straight line, I'm like, well, I'm gonna use my W. But he managed to dodge it, right? But that's generally speaking how you want to use Zaahen spells, you know? And here, of course, as well, I knock him up, then I get knocked up. So both stand still. Okay, ideally, I would want to ult before I get ulted, so I can buffer his ultimate. But in this case, I ulted a bit later, which was actually awkward. So if you look at this play, what I could have done better here is that I could have anticipated Nami ultimate and instantly ult right now. Because your ultimate buffers CC, right? So I wouldn't get CC'd, Nami would just die here. And then honestly, if I'm here, I would probably kill the Ryze instantly too. And there I was being greedy. I didn't want to use my flash, but I just had to use my flash to kill him. So I did it. But you see, like, the small micro things do matter because I didn't have to use my flash here. And in game, I actually didn't realize that but that's like threat assessment. I mean, this kid is dead, nothing too fancy. But okay, right now, if you look at the game state, okay? What is the objective? So, you can basically see right now that top tower's up, mid tower's down, bot tower's down. So this leaves only to play for top tower. How do you play for top tower? The way you want to play for top tower is the following, okay? You want to play through mid lane into side lane. But if you see your camps up like this, and you don't know if enemy camps are up, you want to take your camps. So as Zaahen, it's very crucial that you know how to play for objectives properly. So once you know what to play for, right? And once you know with who you want to play with, then the question is just like, which wave? But now, I mean, my monster is dead, so not really a thing. And just so you know, people that are very good, they do this manually, they understand this. But if you're not at that level yet, you have to understand the actions, you know, that you're doing. Like here, I mean, I was a bit, trolling. I remember this. Here I was like, well, let me try to kill the Kokma, but I think something bad happened. But I mean, it felt illegal for him to like ego me that hard, you know? Considering I had 2 items. But then again, I didn't realize as well that that guy has 2.5 items as well. So he's kind of strong. Because my bot lane was kind of feeding him, yeah. Look, he has 10 kills. So at this point, my bot lane's underperforming. But yeah, anyway, I got cooked here. I realized that as well later on in team fights was getting a bit hard. You can see we threw the game here a bit. But that's okay. But right now you can see the Drake is up. I played a bit forward here. And this fight was very awkward as well. So this is probably a common mistake people make. Let's take a look here. I'm going to go all the way back, okay? It comes from right here. Take a look right here. So basically my Hui is dead. I see Kirei very low. So I'm like, okay, move to top lane. Enemy's 3 men right now. So considering that, enemy's very low, MSN is quite strong, I'm like, sure, we can fight this. But, they have Ryze, and they have Kokma coming. And my Malzahar is actually useless as hell. So, in this situation here, I saw this teleport, and I was like, I guess we're fighting. But this teleport's coming in when my Senna's already dead, and they're 4 men. So if you think about it, okay, this is a 4v3. So this 4v3 was never fightable. I'm not sure if I fought here, but it's the biggest troll thing I can ever do. And then here I tried to E in to get onto them, but this is how to not play Zaahen, by the way. I really want to clarify that. First thing first is a 4v3. Second thing, running into the enemy team and me not being able to stack my passive, that's the biggest shit you can do. If this is a situation where you cannot stack your passive, you have to run into 4 ranged, They can kite you. You have no CC. Don't even bother. And another big problem here is that threat assessment. So one thing that you can notice in these fights is that before the fights even start, and this is something that even I'm not like, it's like I'm conscious about it, but I'm not really too focused on it, which is that, okay, what can CC me? Rise Root, Nami Bubble. Imagine I'm fully aware of that, and I know Nami's Bubble. Instead of me eating like a noob here, okay, think I can maybe escape it, I'll maybe just click backwards. And then I'll put my attention towards these guys and allow my Kirei to poke. And then Garen split push whatever it is. So if you play Zaahen, you should really look to review the fights and be like, why the fuck did I die? Or why the fuck did I take this fight? And what should I have done instead? Well, don't eat into the Nami Bubble, right? So that's as well actually this thing. Before the game starts, what threat enemy has? If I'm really sweating, that is something I'm actually thinking about in Challenger Elo. But yeah, I wasn't really too focused, you know. But yeah, it's these small details that really matter, you know. But yeah, anyway, next thing here, okay. Now I've realized as well at this moment that team fighting is cooked. I don't see a world where if Mundo is grouped, we win front to back. Never. Like, look at the items. Never. So at this moment, I was like, okay, remember at the beginning of the game what I said? Do I win 5v5? If yes, go fight. If no, play side. At this moment, I came to the conclusion, well, I don't think I'm winning. So what am I going to do? Make side lane picks. Whether this Mundo showed here or not, I was going to go side lane, allow my Kirei to push out the wave, and not play team fights. And now, because the Mundo griefed here, right? And you see here, I'm just hooking him, making sure he cannot escape. We now have numbers. And because of numbers now, essentially, I just want to look for a fight here. So right now, you know, we have numbers here. If the enemy team is going to give range, you see this guy? I'm instantly going to flash on him. And this time, I did do it correctly. And here I stack my passive, you see? Boom. Enemy team is cooked. And now we get the Baron. But let's go a bit back here, okay? And break down the top process. But the thing that I did do this time is I ulted the Nami ultimate. So I wasn't being crowd controlled. You see, Nami ults me here. I'm ulting. I'm unstoppable. Boom. Now, because I'm unstoppable, I stack my passive. And now, well, the enemy team gets cooked here. So if I wouldn't have ultimate Nami ultimate, maybe the fight would look different. But you see, the small details really matter. I don't know why I cringe these walls, but I cringe more often. But yeah, now we get the objective. The Rise did something interesting. Oh, you see as well the Rise here? But do you see how like I instantly drop the Baron and I'm instantly turning? I mean, think about it. Most of the times, if you drop Baron and kill them, you can get the Baron anyway. So right now, this guy used his flash and just died like a piggy. And we get the Baron. So don't be afraid to leave the Baron and just turn on them. When they give range, focus on killing them. When you hit the Baron, it's just a tool for you to like make them come to you. Which they did, by the way. The Kog'Maw and Rise came to me. Now I get the objective. And now as I get the objective right, I don't know why I'm going top lane here actually. Do I need some gold? Because I think here the correct choice here is actually to instantly base. But maybe I just want to yoink his camps or something. Because I should look to match my laner's tempo. But yeah. Anyway, I got my death stance here. I'm auto component. But this is the moment where, yeah, I definitely just into there, by the way. Look, this is the problem. This is a common mistake too. Do you see how like fucked up my tempo here? Kirei's here, Malzar's here, Mundo's here. What if Kindred is ganking my Garen here? Or what if Kindred is ganking mid lane here? Or going top lane here? If I'm not there on a wave, my laners can die. And that's very bad. So as a jungler, you have to ping your laners, yo bros, I'm really down tempo and I'm late. Play safe. And now, do you see how I'm pinging the top lane wave? I want to use that top lane wave to play for top lane tower. And when I say I want to use the top lane wave, I essentially mean that on that wave, I have to be on top lane. And if I'm not, my laner will die. Because when laners have Baron, they will overextend. You see here, I really want to play top tower here. If anyone overextends here, I'm gonna kill them. Said I didn't reach him. And then here, I mean, we should not be fighting here. You see Monster catching mid lane here. We're getting outnumbered. This fight here is cooked as hell. So you see here, this is like a 4v3 for enemy team. And even their top laner could have teleported here. So if you see your teammates do something interesting, just drop them. You see here, I instantly dropped them. Like without even thinking. Because in the end, as a jungler, you have to stay alive. Because if you stay alive, and especially if you don't win team fights, you can play side lane. And by me staying alive here, right, I'm allowed to basically try to kill their side lane and get man advantage. So this time I did not take a fight because I was getting outnumbered. And because I did not want a team fight, remember? I wanted to play number advantage. And let's play a bit forward here. You can see the Drake is up. Oh, M&S yoink it by the way, but anyway, I did not want to play for the Drake. I was just thinking maybe I can steal it because I had a vision ward and I was like, well, if you decide to steal something, just time your Q with your smite. It's something I have to practice myself, but you know, that's all. So look here. I just joined the Drake though, but how do I approach the game? It doesn't change the fact that I cannot win teamfights. So I should look for side lane picks. I mean, there's the fight here on the top side. You can see they try to help the Kog'Maw. Okay, now of course, if Kog'Maw is dead, I'm down to fight. Of course. I mean, it's kind of crazy the Kindred survived here, but in this scenario here, I'll be honest. The correct choice that I should have done here is not press my E. Because if you're playing Zaahen and you're focusing on another target, your job is to have your E for gap close. So right now, I use my E for damage here. But instead of use for damage here, I could have dodged the Nami bubble. Or I could have went... No, actually, I literally could have went forward here. So, but you see here how I like waste my E here? Because I want to deal damage is not always the best choice. Because here, clearly, if I just kept alt-stacking them, I would never lose. Like, never. So, yeah. I would actually kill the Ryze here as well if I had my E. I'm pretty sure. Or the Kindred. One of them would die. But now instead, my passive run out, I didn't hit them, and I get cooked. But such a small detail, right? Using your E or not is pretty big. So if you decide to play Zaahen, look at those things, and even I didn't play perfect, but you can learn from that, you know? But let's go a bit forward. Same principle here. I want to play side lane. You see the Mundo overextending? Well, and here's the thing though. If some people are overextending on the side lane, I'm not like too fixated on the kill. My mind as well is that if he backs off, my Garen can push the top lane wave. Mundo's gonna show here. Then we can group and look for a fight. That's what's going through my mind as well here. Yeah, you can see here that this guy's overextended. I think this guy was actually going to be fine because, like, this guy's running with 600 movement speed. He has 200 more movement speed than me, so yeah, that guy was going to be fine. Well, that guy's fine. But now look, I achieved what I wanted though. If my Garen can push our side lane and group here, when we have a small time of man advantage, that's what I want. You see here, I'm doing the exact same thing. But I don't know why I'm cringing these walls so hard. I should have hooked the wall and then walked there, but in the end we still get him, but it was a bit cringe. But you know the funny thing here is that I did not expect a Kindred here. My goal actually was just to push the side lane wave. And if there's anyone showing, I kill them. I should have clicked on the wall here and then jump over, but yeah. Anyways. But yeah, my goal was not to kill Kindred, it was to push side lane wave. But then a Kindred appeared, and we get some more juicy kills here. So now we get a kill, and we keep on chasing. And I think we get the Ryze as well. Because I'm flashing for his booty. Yeah, and of course here I just... it's a very small, big thing, okay? But basically, look at my Triforce, okay? right now, my Triforce is off cooldown. Now it's basically on again, right? Of course, I'm trying to time my crowd control when Malzahar ultimate is running out. So till then, I'll just hit him normally. And now, I use my Q. So basically, I'm just timing CC and my Triforce, right? It's a very small detail, but it's good to know. But yeah. Anyway, right now, I'm just, I guess, going mid lane because, like, I'm kind of jobless. And now, because we made some extra picks, we now get the Baron again. But, and now they face check, they died again. But do you see how, like, we actually made comebacks by just playing through the side lane? And just so you know here, my mentality wasn't even I want to make a pick. Baron spawn in 1 minute is very good to push out side lane and then group. That's my mentality. And in the process, I happen to get kills. And because I get kills, I get numbers because of this. And now when we have Baron, right? Same thing. This time I didn't fuck up. You see, I instantly base. I skip my topside camps because I want to be on this bot lane wave. Do you see? On this bot lane wave, I want to be there instantly. So I'm rushing to that wave. And if they take this wave, I can kill them. If they don't take the wave, we can siege. So, I mean, I think my Kirei, you see, I'm pinging. I mean, if you watch my mid lane, of course, you understand why I'm pinging. But he should be sieging bot lane. Sieging bot lane is much better than sieging mid lane. If you siege mid lane, they can flank from both sides. From side lane, if you get full control here, they cannot flank you. And if you have a champ like Kirei, well, front to back, not getting flanked, probably the most broken champ, you know? But now I'm grouping with the Kirei because I want to siege on the Kirei lane. And why is that? Malzahar sieging, dog shit. Garen sieging, dog shit. Zaahen sieging, dog shit. Kirei Senna, pretty good, because they outrange the enemy team. So that's why I'm moving with my Kirei and Senna. And then I believe there's a team fight here. Very soon. But you can see here, I'm just playing very slow. There's the Mundo flanking. And this is the crucial part, right? You just want to stack your Conqueror. Do you see here? Look at my AD. I have 378 AD. The moment you stack your Conqueror, right? Because, well, there's someone free stacking. I get like 700 AD or something. I don't know how much, but like a lot. Look, I have my full passive stacks now. 663 AD. Now, if I ult in, I do crazy damage. So, of course, like, I'm low-key forced to hit frontline here. Because I'm just hitting him. And then look here. I just E, alt tech is crazy damage. They get fucking tapped here, you see? It's really crazy damage. So, you can see here that if you can stack Conqueror on someone for free, you should really do that. Because then, if your Conqueror is fully stacked and you can ult the backline, they're cooked. And now you can as well see that when it comes to the front to back here, the moment Kog'Maw could hit me here, I was not hitting back, you see? And now, of course, I QW, alt tech, E on the side, and then I hit the Mundo and the Rise, and I just, you know, Q him, and then he's dead as well. And now I still have 5 stacks. And then they're cook based, right? And then, of course, the final thing, if you want to siege, and let's say, you know, you can one-shot people, you see my Q? I Q the wave there, and I hold the Q here. Till I know I can hit it. Now, I can probably hit my Q on him. I knock him up, W, alt attack. You see? Now he's dead. So I'll show one last time. Basically, yeah, Q, W, alt attack. Because I stack my Q. And people don't expect that, you know? He flashed, I still hit him. He dies. So, yeah. Just be aware how to use your Q. Stack your Conqueror stacks. And, yeah, I mean, on this champion, use mostly full clear. If you full clear on the champion, have good jungle tracking, take right fights, and decide if you can win the team fight or not, and play side lane, you can get easy bread on the champion. And that's basically it. My voice is really dry from speaking, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I usually don't make a game video and then a full review after. But if you liked it, I would appreciate if you leave a subscribe and comment below if you really love it. Then I could make about other champions. But yeah, I wish all of you guys a nice day, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Goodbye, and see you later on my YouTube. Peace.